Thank you, Jamel. And before I get started, I'd just like to think everybody in Toastmasters here deserves a big round of applause for braving our winter weather. All right, being a mentor in whatever field you happen to find yourself in is important. The person you're mentoring will always remember the things that you taught them. At the time when I joined the police department, there was such a shortage of officers. A new recruit class was being put through training every 9 weeks, with 20 to 25 recruits per class. I'll never forget my mentor, otherwise known as a field training officer, or as we called them, just an FTO. He was only senior to me by about 3.5 years, although I could sense that he didn't seem that interested in working with an inexperienced new recruit. But as a mentor, he did what he should have. He showed me around the division when I started my first shift, introducing me to other members, the civilian staff, and to my sergeant. He showed me where to get all the forms and paperwork that I would need and helped me fill up my brand new briefcase with about 12 or so pounds of paper. My first shift was known as First Watch, which was from 10 p.m. until 8 a.m. I've been assigned to the downtown division, which was known for its numerous violent crimes, disturbances, and its multitude of property crimes. We went out to find our patrol car in one of the several parking lots outside the station, and he went through everything that I needed to know about operating the vehicle. How to get the shotgun out of the car, how to use the radio, the siren and lights, all the good stuff. But he stressed the most important thing. My seat was the passenger seat. He would decide when it was time for me to drive the car. Our first call of the shift happened just seconds after we booked into service. We were sent to a break and enter in progress at the Medical Arts Building on Jasper Avenue. As we raced through the downtown streets, my FTO only had a few seconds to remind me of what to do when we arrived. Once on scene, I walked up to check a glass door on the building. Just as the suspect ran face first into the glass door, expecting it would open. Of course, it didn't, and he got bounced back about 6 or 7 feet and was laying on the floor. And when he picked himself up, he looked at me wide-eyed, saw who I was, and immediately took off in the other direction, running into the building. I don't know which one of us was startled the most, the bad guy or me at that time. We did eventually catch him. We just ended up searching the entire building. I experienced just about everything you could think of while being mentored. Other disturbances, property crime and drug investigations, dealing with traffic violators, learning how to deal with the street prostitutes that used to be out back in those days. And we were involved in high-speed car chases weekly. Then there were the sudden death calls. It wasn't unusual to be called to a sudden death where the body had been there for days decomposing, or suicides, of which there were plenty. My FTO gave me tips on how to prevent the stench of a decomposing body from making you sick, and how never to be the one on the lower end of a stretcher if you had to carry a body down a steep flight of stairs, just so that the body fluids didn't leak out all over you. One of the important things my FTO did teach me was to have fun at work. He was a practical joker, but he also had a very sarcastic personality. I remember one day while we were searching an alley downtown for a suspect, there was this little old Ukrainian lady, and if you can picture her, she was dressed just like you would expect a little old Baba to be dressed in the Ukraine. You know, she had her kerchief on and her skirt and her sweater and, you know, the usual garb. She was outside sweeping the driveway. Well, my FTO asked her a question, and when she replied, he gave her kind of a sarcastic response, and he thought he'd be funny about it. Well, that didn't work very well because the next thing I knew, we were both being chased by this little old lady down the alley swinging a broom at us. Fortunately, we could outrun her. So it was a long time before we ever drove up that alley again. Oh. Although my time with a mentor was short, I learned a lot, both good and bad. Those lessons have stayed with me to this day. And yes, eventually I did get to drive the car. In conclusion, I'd like to remind you that when you meet the person you're going to mentor, show that you're interested in helping them. That's one of the most important things. And when you first meet somebody, I would say it probably is the most important thing, is just showing your interest. Don't make a bad first impression. Teach them the important things they need to learn to make themselves a better person, but most importantly, be humble. Think of their future and not yours.